Good evening, everyone. Myself, Anand Chandra, and I work as IT professional and a wellness coach by passion. And today I am the host for today. So, as most of them know, in who are in the WoW community, and for the new people, this might be the first time attending their WoW session. So every alternate Sunday we have a WoW health session, especially to help so many people. And today we are blessed to have a very highly successful doctor, and he is Dr. Kalyan Garu, who is the diabologist and thyroid expert and wellness coach. So we are privileged to have his time today. Even Dr. Kalyan Garu was occupied with his profession, but to share insights in how to hack happy hormones. And Dr. Kalyan Garu is an integral part of the WOW community, helping thousands of people across the globe, reversing all chronic diseases and weight loss and so many things. So without taking much time, with the digital applause, we welcome Dr. Kalyan Garu.
Thank you, Anand. I think I'm audible, right? Right.
Yes, you are audible.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, friends. Good evening, my dear colleagues, associates, as well as my coaches, everyone. Good evening over the call, everyone. Welcome to World of Wellness. As Anand has said, I'm an integral part of WOW community. WOW is a community which is developing huge kind of health communities. One of the top 10 communities. After some time, you can see that. So it's a health community on behalf of which it's a privilege for me to speak on a very peculiar topic. This is everybody knows about diabetes, but they speak about lipids. They speak about something called Alzheimer's. They talk about neurological symptoms, but this is the one very peculiar hormones which makes our brain happy, are also called as happy hormones. So let us come to the point. There are some few happy hormones called as dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and serotonin. Those DOSE. You can remember like this: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. These are the four hormones. Generally, when they go imbalance, it does cause we don't introspect. I am honestly speaking, as a medical professional, I didn't introspect till date. Till I am going through this material, I came to learn so many points that many professionals, not only doctors, many professionals, they ignore small things. But you just listen to go through these things, you will understand how beautifully you can modulate. So first, coming to the dopamine, it's a derivative of the brain. It's a brain neurochemical. It's also called as reward chemical. That means it expects a reward. That's a chemical. The nature of the chemical is it expects a reward, and it is released when something pleasurable things happens to the brain. At that time only it will be released in the brain cells. So, for example, let us let us discuss what are the general pleasurable things. Commonly, basically, the pleasurable things may be eating a good meal. Let us take an example. Eating a good meal may be a pleasurable thing for some people, and listening to inspiring music may be a pleasurable thing for some people. For some folks, getting a massage done is another pleasurable thing for some. And completing a physical exercise is also some sort of pleasure for the people who are in constant workout programs, and it gives a feeling of well-being. So whenever you do an exercise, it gives a feeling of well-being. That is a point in which where these happy hormones will be released into the brain as well as into the body. See, most of the times when things goes easy, it's okay. But when we go and do an exercise and we feel some sort of difficulty in doing and all those things, we just take a time. So that is where these happy hormones get confused. See, whether to release into the body or not. It's still a myth. Today, still it's a questionable or debatable topic, And there is, let me tell you, there is an invisible mental barrier for everybody. Invisible mental barrier. What is the barrier? The barrier is between the hormones and the body. It is not seen, it's invisible, unfortunately. And dopamine transmitters are already hijacked, my dear friends. Dopamine transmitter, the receptors of dopamine is present in the brain. They're already hijacked. By what? By watching the TV, which gives the pleasure. For us, for me, for example, you take me, I watch TV, it gives some pleasure to me. My dopamine receptor is hijacked. Suppose I play a video game, like some people go on playing two sides video games. Even their, for the pleasure sake only, even their dopamine receptors are hijacked. And immersing in or involving deeply into social media kind of stuff, either or start these things will create at the end. We will start losing thoda. Slowly we will lose confidence. So these are all hijacking actually our brain without our knowledge. But we are still into it. I'm not telling it's a fault, but we are all into that arena. That's what my point is all about. And for example, you take Facebook. Early mornings, I have seen so many people opening the doors when I go early in the mornings to some people's home. They open the door and the boy will be seeing the telephone. He will not be seeing the person. So it's not a mistake. I'm not finding the mistake because the digital era has made like FB or you may take even coffee too. There are so many teetotalers. There are so many coffee drinkers or coffee lovers. There are so many YouTubers. These things have already hijacked the hormone called as dopamine. See, here all this, the dopamine, what is the primary role? What is the primary role? It will encourage to act for anticipated reward. See, always dopamine will anticipate a reward. That means it will expect a reward and then it will be active. That is the primary role. And it is that is not wrong for dopamine from dopamine's perspective. That is needed for the survival and reproduction. That's the reason. And why we have been hijacked? We need to experience why we have been hijacked. We have to experience a strong sensation of pleasure. It may be drinking coffee, it may be playing a game, it may be enjoying a movie, it may be something else, which is which is normal by normal population. So by which, contrary to that, we have got a lot of stimulants also. Example, I would like to say, playing cards, they call it as gambling. It's called gambling, playing cards. If you play the cards, they go on play till the night. Some people are there. I'm not telling about you, but there are some people who go on play till the night. They don't even have the proper food also. And another that gives a sort of kick kind of stuff that go on continues. Another one is video gaming as well as for some people it may be pleasure that is obtained from intercourse, and for some people it is chronic alcohols. You don't know. I have seen patients who will take alcohol early in the morning by 6 a.m. Can you believe 6 a.m.? Like just we take a sip of coffee or water, like that they'll start with an alcohol dose. And throughout the day it goes. These are all continuous pumping stimulants, which that is why we have been hijacked by these things. That's what I would like to present to you. And what is the solution? If you think of a solution, very simple, guys. Everything simple. There is a 48-hour detox, there is 24-hour detox, and there is a portion or partial detox as well. There are so many kinds of therapies, modalities, like removing these external stimuli will make the person into a normal state. Like, or how to remove them. You cannot remove them directly. If you go and ask a person who is alcoholic, you don't drink, he will not keep quiet, If you go and ask a chronic smoker or something to say, he will not keep quiet, right? So instead of that, we can replace them like walking and strolling in the night times, exposing to the atmosphere, exposing to the nature, journaling, Journaling means not studying the journal, either studying the journal or writing an editorial in the journal, trying to make some effort, or awareness programming. There are a lot of awareness programming going on today in the outside world. And reading good number of beautiful books are there, lovely books are there, good books, really good books it may be. And it may be good stretching kind of exercises during the free time. These things can be replaced so that that stimuli can be replaceable with these kind of activities. And what is actually happening? We are redesigning the total environment. Try to redesign the total environment wherein which these trigger points can be eliminated, right? That is where we can simply overcome this hijacking of dopaminergic receptors. Our brains are actually wired by experience from the birth, from mother's womb till now. All our brains have been wired by some sort of experience. They can turn on our brain chemical in the way they turned on before. Let us say when all our guys were young, when we were going to school, we used to play cricket, we used to play volleyball, we used to play kabaddi, everything. At that time, our brains have started wiring. Now, fully matured people, that brains are so much well educated than us that it can reprogram again into the same old thing. That capacity brain has got. And also contrary to that is these triggers like alcoholism, like pleasures, like example, what all I told. If the person adopts to that, that is called as a relapse. Generally, relapse is a term we do use in cancer, we do use in tuberculosis. We call it usually we use the term relapse during the disease stage. But I'm not talking about the disease here. Just the chemical action can be relapsed. And let us think, guys, all habits die hard, all habits die very hard. And building new circuits, brain is like a CPU. Our brain is like a computer, central processing unit. It's like a computer. So building new circuits take a lot of repetition. Until it is repeated, the new wiring or new circuits takes certain time. So pick up a new habit and start repeating over and over again. Pick up a new habit, start repeating over and over, by which the new habit feels as if it is old ones, and start enjoying feeling happy. That is where happy hormones come into picture. See, the old habits has to be replaced by the new habits by ourselves only. Because the stimuli, we have to control the external environment. Internal environment has to be controlled by ourselves. External and internal both has to be controlled. Let us see what are the dopaministic triggers. Like, for example, let us kicking a football. You just can go and have a football, or you can play with a dribble with a ball on the ground, or you can play with some kids, some sort of cricket or something like that. Or you can, if it is a Western country, you can play a baseball too. And all these things are achieving a target in your business, in your profession, in your life, in a sport, especially in athletics. We achieve some targets, right? So this is one of the triggers. Accomplishing a task. For example, you got a goal or something in life. Accomplishing that one will also rewire the brain. So, if you take this list of these things, your brain will feel that you did a good job. And stop, guys. I tell you, stop letting the environment hijacking our brains. You, me, everybody. Stop letting the environment may be external, the environment may be internal, that we need to be further aware. You get attached to your coaches. They will definitely guide you properly in this way. So let us stop the environment hijacking these kind of receptors not to release. That is important. And consume tyrosine foods. Tyrosine is a derivative of an amino acid, where you can consume those kind of foods. Like it improves dopamine. Some sort of coffee, specialized coffees are there. green tea is there, and yogurt. Yogurt is available everywhere. Eggs, good quality eggs, as well as chocolate, avocados, and watermelon. These kind of foodstuffs which are available to us. These are the best, to improve the dopaminergic receptors. That means it improves the dopamine level in our brain. And I would like to put forward a beautiful, modern, classical plant-based supplement is there. Researchers have already proved. Center for Disease Control and American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has already mentioned it that in United States and UK, they do follow. They have got one thing called as St. John's wort and the second one called as Ginkgo, Ginkgo, Ginkgo. It's a plant-based supplement still in medical wards they do use in the United States that they wanted to improve the dopamine level inside the blood or inside the brain. And coming to serotonin, what is this? This is getting straight into the way. See, it will develop on your belief level. This hormone develops on your belief level and on your own self-worth. And it by the natural method, getting into the sunlight, just by getting into the sunlight, naturally you can get serotonin. And if you focus on your losses, you will be going into depression. Then the serotonin level may not be up to the mark. Instead of that, focus on the small victories. It's small. This is a small hack. This is a very small hack. Build the habit of focusing on your wins. It may be large, it may be small. Let us say if we are playing cricket, let us think if you are hitting 10 runs, it's okay. But if you are hitting centuries also, it's okay. If 10 runs by which we are winning, it's fine. By its century also, it's fine. But both has to be taken into same consideration. It's all the mind game. Right? So research found there are so many researches done on dietary researchers, food researchers, clinical dietary researchers. They found that high amount of tryptophan can increase the serotonin. Tryptophan is an amino acid derivative. See, whenever you take amino acids, that will be converted into 5-HT, 5-hydroxytryptophan. It's very, very tough. If some people have got genetic disorder, that it may not be converted into tryptophan. And directly, these amino acids, they get converted into tryptophan in the body through a different processes, including melatonin, serotonin, also come into the picture. So during this formation of this tryptophan, first melatonin is formed, 5-hydroxytryptophan and tryptophan is formed, then serotonin will be formed. So in this phase, very, very important is vitamin B complex, vitamin B12. Unfortunately, a study has conducted after 30 years of age, maybe due to the lack of intake of food, or maybe due to lack of malnutrition, or maybe due to lack of adulteration, vitamin B12 is lost, so it has to be supplemented. Vitamin B complex as well as vitamin C, these two play a major role in conversion of tryptophan into serotonin. Serotonin is very important, and it is found in foodstuffs too, in fishes, in eggs, cheese, peanuts, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds. You find it, you got milk. In milk also you can find it out. And this dopamine and then tryptophan, both are important for mental health sciences department. They stress us more on these two because they affect what? Mood. Can you define if you think introspectively, or if you introspect yourself? I'd like to introspect myself. Let us all think once. What is mood? Define mood. It varies, but in a generalized terminology speaking, mood. They say he's moody. They say that this guy is moody man. So that means it is for a high or it may be low. So it affects the mood. I mean to say, serotonin and dopamine combination affects the mood, it affects the memory, it affects the sleep. It has got the impact on libido. Libido is a very key term, guys. Libido, and it affects the appetite too. There is an appetite center in the brain. The appetite is definitely you will get the appetite feel in the gut, but it's present, the center is present in the main switch is present in the brain. That we need to understand. And if any imbalance happens, it leads to, that means if any imbalance between this dopamine and then serotonin happens, it leads to addictions. The addictions may be it regarding the available things, or it may be regarding mood swings. So many people, guys, I know, so many females, they suffer from premenstrual syndrome. Often we used to think, why it may be hormonal changes, but what hormonal changes? Now we came to know that these happy hormones has got a role in the mood swings during premenstrual, perimenopausal, everywhere, and every part of the day and night, and memory, very important. Often, see, for example, you take me, I write a patient one thing, but I may not remember that. I'll ask the patient to get the file. That means my memory was not that much sharper. That means somewhere my dopamine and my serotonin I have to check. Same thing with you too. So memory. And very important thing is you have to think of mood swings, memory, addictions, and hospitalizations regarding neurological symptoms. That is very bad. So these things can lead to neurological symptoms. So initial end itself we can manage. So over past decades, like 20, 30 years itself, the world of wellness have witnessed, the world has already witnessed, guys, dopamine and serotonin imbalances heavily. The entire humanity or also population of the entire world, especially in the pandemic, it has caused a lot of panic. So what are the ways to increase these happy hormones? So are also happy chemicals. Exercise for 30 minutes regularly. Exercise for 30 minutes regularly. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. And we recommend, and some kind of reputed institutes recommend cardio workouts at least twice a week, because it affects the heart also. And decrease of symptoms of depression. By doing this exercise, depressive symptoms come down. And it encourages, agreeableness. We have got a problem. If you say to me, I don't agree. If I say to you, you don't agree. The problem, what we are thinking, Dr. Kalyan is not agreeing to me and I am not agreeing to him. But the problem is not with both of us. The problem is with serotonin and dopamine. If we could able to correct that agreeableness will come after the exercise too. That means it is related to attitude indirectly. Spend some time with the nature. That means go to the nature, feel it, and you have to go not only as an exercise, just go and relax, take a break, and go to a different kind of atmosphere, watch the culture. This is enjoying the nature. And 5 minutes outdoor sitting has already proved it will improve the mood. Outdoor sitting of 5 minutes, outdoor, not indoors, it will improve the mood. And this is done by a research study. I am telling a research study. See, this dopamine and serotonin synthesis, that means developed where it is produced, synthesis happens a little when we are exposed to sunlight. See, sunlight means you need to go out early morning sunlight, just go for buying a vegetable, or you go for a shop or something like that. Just go and come. Where in which, without our knowledge, our hormones, happy hormones get generated. Okay? And nutrition, coming to nutrition, lot of I love coffee. Let me agree with you. So many coffee lovers are there. Caffeine is one of the important ingredients where it may give boost for us. And omega-3 fatty acids. So many people have ignored it, but later in the decade, later after the post-pandemic sequelae, we understood the effect of omega-3 fatty acids, especially omega-3 fatty acids will trigger the nerve cell receptors by making the serotonin to transport from one point to another point. Serotonin has already came in the brain, but it has to get transported, right? For the transport, nerve cells has to be triggered. For that, omega-3 fish oils, especially cold water fish oils, have already been proved, taken into a journal, and they have conducted a study. They improve the flow of serotonin, right? So, okay, enough tryptophan is present where you may ask, Doctor, where it is present? It is present in starchy foods. Of course, we love that. Starchy foods is what? What all we eat every day are starchy foods. Starchy foods are nothing but the foods that can immediately release blood glucose. Starchy foods like whole wheat bread, potatoes, corn. These are all starchy foods, And meditation, you take any form. You may take transcendental meditation, you may take yoga. There are plenty number of n number of meditative forms. You can take any number of meditations. And gratitude speaking. That is also one of the important factors which can correlate with dopamine and serotonin together. Gratitude talk. Ask your coaches to let you know. And 3 blessings every day. Count 3 blessings every day. Just think 1, 2, 3, and write it down. That may help you. That can hack the stimulants and that can produce good amount of dopamine and serotonin. Essential oils, right? Often we do use it. Lavender, it may be lemon. The smell, the aromatic oils from those substances definitely relieves stress, and indirectly it affects the serotonin as well as dopamine too. And happy memories. Let us think once. Happy memories. What kind of happy memories do we have? That's also a question to be answered. And goal achievement. Once we achieve a goal, and after achievement of this goal, are we making happy? Or are we sharing it with your coach, or sharing with your friends, or sharing in the FB or something like that? See, there is a small affirmative that I've studied. Repetition of affirmations. Affirmations is nothing but positive words, positive sentences, positive lines are called affirmatives. Repetition of affirmations leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. This happened to a worst, utter flop player who became later on, in the later ages, he became the #1 boxer in the world, nothing but Muhammad Ali. He lost so many times in the boxing. He says this. So, to attain a goal, even Muhammad Ali said that positive affirmations are needed. Coming to the happy memories, even though to crack a joke and have a belly laugh, people are already, they're all some kind of world. Let us come out of that. See, I want to share a small story. Once there was a jungle, there's a king of the jungle is what? Lion. So the lion is there and jungle, all the animals are there, everything is going on well. And one morning, another lion came and attacked this lion and put this den. And that second lion started ruling the forest. Okay. So every animal came and asked Mr. King, what should we do? That means send one animal for me to my den every day for food. Again, food is the pleasure for that animal. For that animal also, dopamine is released because it's a mammal. You should understand. So every day, one day fox is to go, one day zebra will go, one day elephant will go, one day other. Every animal has to go into their life. So one day every animal is going. One day the turn of fox has come. So the fox thought, what should I do? So the fox was thinking. It went late to the den, and then the lion asked, "Why did you come late?" With a roar, with a roar. Already it's anger because the released hormones are already released, and it was in a stress. So it's an anger, it roared, and asked this fox, "Why are you late?" Then the fox said, "Sir, I've got a small situation." "What's that?" "Sir, there's another lion that has already come in competition for you, which it want to occupy your den." Then that lion became very much fearful, and he told, "Hey, show me." I mean, she told, "Show me," because lady lions will hunt and male lions will not. So show me. This the fox went and went and went. The lion was following. At particular point, the fox stopped and shown a well. See, there is the lion. So immediately, with a fearful speed, it went and saw the inside the well, where the shadow of the same lion was seen. And by seeing that, it thought that another lion was there inside, and it jumped into the well and it drowned to death. See, why the moral? Simple. It's all the attitude. Maybe the lion doesn't have the proper dopamine or serotonin. Because again, it's a pleasure of eating an animal for that day causes these hormones. This fox has used it for a knowledge, little bit knowledge, to made the lion to take it to the well. But in fact, there was no animal at all. Just like that, this attitude also plays a role. That's why I'm telling you. And new exercises has to be done. Old exercises are already recorded. I already told brain has to be rewired so that the new programming has to be done. And new hobbies can be developed. New recipes, whom you like. This is the most important thing. Whom you like, you will serve them more. No? That's habitual for everybody. So new recipes have to be tried at house, at outside, everywhere. That also refreshes the happy hormones in the brain. Food. I mean, what are the foods that can be taken? Food intake. Vitamins and minerals which are good, which can release these hormones, happy hormones. Vitamins and minerals, cherry tomatoes, dark chocolates, nuts and seeds, fruits which are very good, fresh fruits I mean to say. Be selective, and Solomon, spinach, last but not the least, water. Coming to the another thing you have forgotten, oxytocin, guys. Oxytocin, hugging chemical. Mother cuddles the child. Very important role during pregnancy. Every doctor knows this. Oxytocin is highly released during pregnancy stage. Not only that, the oxytocin is a hormone which brings togetherness. When two people get interacting, oxytocin hormone gets triggered. And how to take care of yourself to increase, to make oxytocin better in our human brain. It may be holistic yoga. It's your choice. You can choose a holistic yoga. You can go for a massage. You can go for an aromatherapy. Or you can meditate and listen to a beautiful music. There are wonderful musics have been designed today. And even you're having a meaningful conversation, healthy relationships will build with oxytocin. Meaningful conversation, healthy relationships can build good oxytocin in the body with the family as well as the friends. That means overall we need to be a social animal. We cannot be concise to one particular area. Sorry to say this, but we need to. And cooking, I mean, giving your pet. See, so many people have got pets. They love them. They love their pets. So giving the hug for a pet, and this is oxytocin. Being intimate to someone who are special to you. Being intimacy to someone who is special to you may it will also help in releasing oxytocin. So finally coming to endorphins. What is this endorphins? Endomorphins. Endorphins. Just as joking. It's endogenous morphine. Morphine is a drug, endogenous morphine. See, it's an opiate painkiller and natural painkiller too. Suppose an animal hunts, suppose a lion hunts a deer or something, or a cheetah hunts a deer, it catches the neck, and still the deer will run. The both will run, and you can see in National Geographic Channel, the deer will escape, but the deer will have marks on this one. But still, the deer don't have a doctor. The deer don't have a clinic. How come the deer is bearing the pain? The kind of chemicals, especially endorphins that are present in the mammalia, are acting as natural painkillers for the deer, wherein which automatically it gets healed. And minimize, what does this endorphins do? It minimizes discomfort and maximize the pleasure. See, discomfort is minimized and pleasure is maximized. What are all the triggers that will improve the that will increase the pleasure? This will maximize it. See, what is the benefit of endorphins? See, it alleviates. Suppose anybody is depressed, endorphins are good in that person or in that animal or that mammal. Definitely, it will. The depression is suppressed, and stress relieving. It's a good stress buster. A lot of people have got stress. Children have got stress. Adolescent people have got stress. Old people have got stress because they don't know who will take care of after the end of the life. Children don't know how to do the examination. Both ends, even middle-aged people, everybody have got the stress. So for that, the relief is endorphins can help them. And then boost the self-esteem. One should have a self-esteem. I believe so. That should be increased with the help of endorphins. And reduce weight. We are all into weight reduction program, weight reduction community. Are we thinking of endorphins? And Naren has given me a peculiar topic, This is endorphins, a huge topic, which has got a beautiful role in weight reduction. Helps to deal with pain because 90% of the times when anybody goes for a workout, he'll be having pain. Naturally, to get the relief of the pain, endorphins will be useful, not synthetically. Of course, synthetically can, but since it is present, naturally can do. See, during the childbirth, during a pregnant mother, giving birth to a child, at that time, endorphins has got a major role in balancing the pain because the mother knows the pains will be in the highest decibels. At that time, oxytocin, endorphin, all these hormones will be balanced and imbalanced, because gynecologists will be watching this. Okay? And what are the natural endorphins? Dark chocolates, we know it. But unfortunately or fortunately, we go to that, what is that? Cadbury, the lovely thing, that blue thing only we'll go. We don't go for that dark chocolate. Dark chocolate doesn't have that kind of taste or flavor. But dark chocolates are very, very important for our endorphins. Exercise, any form. You choose any form of exercise. It may be aerobic, it may be a dance, it may be yoga, it may be stretchable exercises, anything. And create music, and you should create or you should develop some kind of art. I was seeing off late, my associate, my coach's mother. I would like to mention her name here with due apologies. And it's good also, She's a retired principal for a zoology department, highly educated person. And I love that she has developed a intricate thing of art. Every artist, every actor, she used to put one side and she used to try it. I don't know, by after 3-4 years, she may become mega artist. She's none other than Naren's mom. I used to every time compliment her because that is the thing that she has got in the youngsters, I don't know, but she inculcated that habit now, and she's putting on the statuses. That gives the relief of endorphins for me. I don't know about others because I don't want the perfection. I want the trial. The trial of the lady is awesome. I'm honest with you. Every time I see that, every time I see aunties, then every time she responds to me. Every time she not the same figure. Every day one diagram. 2 days one diagram. That is what is creating a new art. She's an artist, but creating the new thing. It doesn't mean that you just go and compose a new music against Rahman. No, it's not like that. Just simply I'm telling you. See, and this extensive preparation of these notes also, I would like to thank the person behind this community, Rajanaren. He has given me some good input, and this entire notes have been neatly edited by Suparna, where the credit goes to her too. Of course, mine is only 25%, 75% goes to her. So all these things are very important. And acupuncture, friends, acupuncture with a trusted, experienced person can definitely relieve good kind of endorphins. It's a research journal given subject. I'm not exaggerating. This is being an allopath, I'm telling this. Because allopath is still in a debatable scenario. So we have dealt about dopamine, We have dealt about oxytocin, we have dealt about serotonin, we have dealt about endorphins. See, coming to the main thing, have anybody enjoyed the dish that you like throughout the day? Write down the question and write down the answer. Throughout the day. Like once I used to eat that. That's why I'm asking you a question. If you like a dish, you'll eat throughout the dish the same day. That is nothing but we are our dopamine is getting triggered. I'm not finding fault, guys. This is human tendency. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? So, and aromatherapy. Did you try aromatherapy? That is one of the main things which can happen. Aromatherapy is a good one. And watching your favorite TV serial or a web series or whatever it is, which causes a good thing to your brain. At the same time, these neurochemicals, I call it as neurochemicals or a happy hormones. You can put it in any way. So these will be released. See, these will mediate, and then this will not only mediate, and they volunteer some actions for the brain, for the body. And when it is acting on the brain, we may be thinking, what happens to the body? It indirectly affects the heart. You know what? Dangerous thing. When this goes imbalance, when DOSE goes imbalance, it goes and triggers directly the red in the carom board. Insulin, it goes and touches the glucose and diabetes. See, everything is interlinked, but it is happening in the brain, but it will go and trigger the glucogenic receptors also. So let us, small thing I wanted to just give you a nugget. There is a difference between brain and mind. Brain is an organ is an organ where it's a softest neurotissue present in the body, which will receive, process, and coordinate. It will receive the message, it will process the message, and it will coordinate the message. It is brain. It's an organ. Mind is an element that allows a person to be aware of the world. It allows a person, whether I am in this world or whether I am in the water, whether I am where I am present, awareness of the world and his or her experiences to the world and consciousness of the thought. All this integratedly is concentrated to the mind. So both are different entities. Mood comes to the mind. Pain elevation comes to the brain. Schizophrenia comes to the brain. Thought signaling comes to the mind. Memory loss comes to the mind. Neurological problems or anything comes to the brain. This is so beautiful, you know. This is what I'm telling you. It's a very intricate topic that world of wellness has picked it up, you know. Why happiness matters finally? Why we need to be happy? It stimulates growth of nerve connection. So if we're happy, it stimulates the growth of nerve connection where our hormones will be in balance. And it improves the cognition and productivity. What is cognition? Cognition is nothing but signaling. If you get a touch, I'll get a signal. That is cognition. I'll get the response. Suppose any hot thing touches, I'll get a signal. Any cold thing touches, I'll get a signal. This is cognition, or also called as brain function. Brain has got different lobes, frontal lobe, parietal lobe. There are different kinds of structures. All put together, inside the brain, there will be cognitive functions. We call it as the functions of the brain are called as cognitive. So the cognition productivity can be improved. And it improves the ability to analyze the use. We sometimes, in Telugu, they call it as rejection. We lose that. Analyzation power, we lose it. That is the lack of the happy heart. And it affects your surroundings. If you are not happy, it affects our surroundings. And happiness leads to more happiness. Happiness begets happiness. And it gives some sort of creativity. It helps to solve our problems and know faster. Mentally, more. It helps to solve the problems mentally more. That's the thing. And there is something that I want to say. There is a very good topic before finishing. Neuroplasticity. Maybe you could have heard this. Plastic means the material which has ability to change. Neuroplasticity. That means Neurological material has got the ability to change. The good news is this. Don't worry about all these things. It has got the ability to change. It is modeled into different shapes. And after that, it can even repair its structure, and damaged regions of the brain can be arranged. It has got auto segmentation, auto regulation, you can say. See, get rid of old ones, get in growing into new ones is the capacity of latest neuroplastic sciences. And recreations. What about recreations? Recreations are done by neuroplasticity, creating a new event. That's again a new wild brain. And rewrite the circuits. Brain has got the capacity to, there will be a circuit. Everybody has got a circuit. It will rewrite the circuit. Goal contentment. It will does that. And reconnect the circuit. Very important. See, there is a disease called as post-traumatic stress disorder, especially in Kashmir war. Some soldiers are fighting. They get admitted in the hospital. You know what? By listening to the gun sounds, by facing so many challenges in the war field, they got stressed out, they get admitted. Not only that, in accidental cases also, they get admitted in wards. They get post-traumatic stress disorder. For that, the wires has to be, the reconnections has to take place. Happy hormones have to be generated. And OCD, very dangerous. There is a famous movie in Telugu, I love that. Obsessive compulsive disorders. A lot of people have this. And unfortunately, we ignore that. We ignore that. Obsessions, compulsion disorders. And phobias, fears. And like that, decision-making capacity, thought processing. Everything is done by this, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, thought processing. I have never even imagined thought processing is done by some kind of chemicals in the brain, and brain will do that. How will it do that? How the brain will do in coordination with the mind until it was not attached to these happy hormones in alignment with each other like a train. What will happen? I think today is a very good day and people are all keeping very quiet. So you enjoy dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. And finally, guys, let me tell you, see, one thing is for sure, everything is changeable, everything is alterable, everything is changeable. So this neurogenesis, that means new formation of the brain with the help of happy hormones, I would like to put forward in front of you as neurogenesis. This neurogenesis can give birth to new neurons as well as new hormones. New kind of set of molecular hormones can take place through foodstuffs, through so many processes, and let us wire together, and happy all together. Thank you. Back to my host. Any questions you can ask your coaches, as well as you can come back to me. I will be with you with the world of wellness while I will be answering the queries. Back to the host.
So that was thank you, Dr. Kalyan Garu, and we are so blessed to have so much of insights which a lot of people are waiting for this type of information. Yeah, that's all for today's session. And whoever invited for the new people who are invited to this session, please connect with the WOW coach, and then you will get more information, help from them.